So, does executive function affect sociability? If I'm understanding what you're asking, yeah, in my opinion, it definitely does in a lot of ways. One way that executive function affects sociability is that for those of us with executive function challenges, and especially if we have executive function challenges and we're people pleasing and we're just telling people what they want to hear, and we say, oh, yeah, I'll be there at this time on this day, and then we're late or we don't show up at all or we show up unprepared, that absolutely positively impacts our relationships. That impacts people's ability to be able to count on us. One of the things that I work with my kids with, my students with, is learning to not say yes to everything and to give them defaults that they can say instead of saying yes, saying, I can't promise you anything. I'll do my best, but I'm often very forgetful. I'm not trying to make an excuse, like to give them ways to communicate. There's a 99% chance I'll be there, but I am horrible with time management, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing everything I can. Like just to say it, to not be ashamed, is really, but it absolutely affects sociability. It affects us beating up on ourselves, like me feeling like, oh, I can't do anything right stuff. Oh, I'm always late. Oh, I'm never going to be on time. Like I don't have those problems very often anymore today. But even today, like being here on time, like I had to set a timer for myself because my brain will forget. I put obnoxious notes in my life and alarms and stuff like that. And people will think, oh, people will say to me, you're so organized. I am not. I've just had enough pain and enough practice using techniques. It's not like my brain at my age is going to change that much. So for me, like a kid's brain is changing a lot till they're 25 or so. And for us, like I'm not depending on that. I'm depending on having strategies that work for me. But it absolutely affects sociability. It also does in terms of like when we're talking to someone, are they constantly, let's say, the phone, distracted by the phone and trying to talk to you? Like that affects sociability. Like somebody who doesn't feel present, and so even if there is no phone, when we have executive function challenges and we don't feel present to the person who we're communicating with, that affects sociability and somebody's interest in developing friendships or relationships with us, or feeling like we're being present with them and when they're trying to be present. So it absolutely can have, you know, executive function has a lot to do with impulsivity and focus and attention and these sorts of things. And when we're not really focused and present on people, that affects our relationships. And when we're impulsive and interrupt, that affects our relationships. So when we're just thinking about ourselves and we're not um, focusing on it being a two-way interaction, that interferes, and it can be really well intended and we're really trying to be present, we're really having fun and trying to, but when we're not aware and don't have the metacognitive ability to really be aware of and to co-regulate or attune with the other person, that can affect I mean, our problems with executive function challenges are very real. Like this is no joke. Like we've really, all of us adults have probably who have executive function challenges have probably damaged or ruined relationships in the past because of these things. This is no joke. So like when we're working with kids like this, it is so important to really, yeah, take that seriously. That's my 2 cents.